Let's go to somebody young. James?
Yes, she did.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
she
see.
did.
So
Good morning to an absolute legend, treasure, angel, poppet. The beautiful Miss Dawn French.
Yay!
Good morning.
I could have listened to that for hours.
You have yet another wonderful book out,
Yes,
which I
I
have
do.
here, which is
Yes.
Dawn.
Oh, doesn't it look gorgeous?
Look at it.
It's lovely.
Now,
I'm very pleased with that front cover.
it looks a very jolly front cover of a book,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and I've not read all of it, but when I first picked it up, I was worried that it might be a bit dark and sad.
Yeah. Well, it starts off a bit with a challenging premise, but it moves into something very uplifting. Let's put it that way. You've got to start with the difficult stuff. And at the beginning of this story, you've got two women that are giving birth in the same maternity ward on the same night, and they both have baby daughters. And one of them sadly has a stillbirth. And the next morning, that woman leaves with the daughter of the other woman. She steals the baby on the way out of the hospital. And that's just the first sort of chapter. So you lay in my story there. And then you see what happens in the next 18 years, how this child grows up with her mum. And then 18 years later, the truth comes out. And it's about identity and belonging and family. And I'm trying to, I guess, ask kind of moral questions about whether this little girl, who's called Minnie in my book, whether she actually has, by dint of this awful crime, whether she has landed in the right family after all. Because, who are we to say who anyone belongs to? Who are we to say who your family are? Are they who raise you? Are they whose blood is running through your veins? Those are the kind of questions that I wanted to explore in this book. And it's about mother love, really.
Oh,
wow.
Well, it's called Because of You. Now, this is all from the inside of your head, all of it.
Yes. And some scrapings from the outside.
I do find it really interesting with people who write stories. Oh, and also as well, I guess it's called Because of You because you were a huge fan of the TV show Brushstrokes, which had the theme tune
That's it. It must
by
be.
Kevin Rowland and Dexter's Midnight Runners,
Must
which
be
was
that.
Because of You.
Yeah.
Was it?
You remember?
Because of you.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can find.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you remember there was it Carl Howman?
Oh, that's it, yeah.
He was a painter and decorator.
Yeah.
It was the 80s BBC One hit sitcom, Brushstrokes. And the opening line, Dawn, goes...
Because of you.
Is that Kevin Rowland?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that. If anything, my fear was that people would imagine it was she called, not Kelly Rowlands, Kelly Clarkson, as she called. Did she have a song called Because of You?
Oh, let's go to somebody young. James?
Yes, she did.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
she
see.
did. So very quickly before I let you go, we have new Vicar of Dibley.
We do. I mean, they're little short films. We did some for Comic Relief, and people seem to like it. And so Richard and Paul Mayhew Archer and I got together and decided that we would make little short sermons because what would Geraldine Granger do in a pandemic? She would make sure she kept in touch with the parishioners by Zoom, if any of them can work out how to use it.
Right.
And so there's a little sort of 4-minute films. And we've done 9 of them, and they get put together. So you see her going through, you see Dibley going through the lockdown, and alongside kind of silly jokes and people getting stuck in the church because the lockdown happened while they were arranging the flowers and they've been stuck in there for months. Alongside those kind of jokes, we also have a little tribute to Alice, who's not with us anymore.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
so
of
sad.
course.
In the way that Dibley can be, it can be very touching and very silly at the same time.
Very. And that will start 7th of December on BBC One.
That's right. That's right.
How lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned so much. I've learned about your writing process. I've learned that Jennifer's really tight with gifts. This has been...
And your teeth are getting smaller, of
Your
course.
teeth
Teeth are getting smaller. Use pencils. Keep going with the sugar.
Listen, have a lovely day. Love to you and the family. And
thank you, Chris.
have a wonderful Christmas. And
you too.
When all this nonsense is over, come in to see us. It'd be lovely
I
to
will.
see you.
Just ask me and I'll be there.
You're on. Deal. Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Chris.
Miss
See ya.
Dawn French, everybody.
The Chris Moyles Show.